vocalizing, huh?
Yes, we have to vocalize for today.
Let me try.
Yeah?
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Ayun, we have
there you
so
go.
many little hints right now because, guys, you are tuned in to another episode of CONVOS at Home.
Not just any other episode.
It's
An
not.
episode maybe just as special as you.
Wow! I'm so touched.
Yeah.
Thanks, ha?
Right? But, as you can see, we're in a very different location for this episode.
This isn't our usual living room, guys. As you can see over here, we've got a really nice banner if you're watching us from our YouTube. And that's because we're in...
Soler.
No, we're in
Hamilton.
the room.
Oh!
I'm trying to give you hints. We're in the room.
We're in the room where it happened.
Where what happens? Happiness or something. I don't know. Come on, babe. What
I don't know.
was that?
It's like in if you watch it, they just say in the room where it happens. What happens?
Who
Bird
knows?
doesn't know.
Yeah, Bird doesn't know. Well, anyway, you guys, if you are wondering who we are talking in front of you, my name is Bea Benedicto. You guys can call me Bea B.
I'm Jech T, and you can call me what? JT?
Jackie T. Or
Jackie T.
we might as well just sing that also. It's like Bea.
Don't put me on the spot.
Jackie T.
But there you go. But guys, it's a very, very exciting, very, very special episode. But before we get to that, let's move into our first segment called Netizen Says.
Yes. Here are some thoughts and posts from the citizens of the internet that caught our attention. Here's post number 1 from Facebook from Maria Rebecca Bliss. Wow, I love her last name. So blissful. She said, 13th month. Ayan, so bawat isa sa atin may hinihintay. Ikaw, anong hinihintay mo? Siya nga daw, 13th month pay. What about you?
Same. We're promised like 14th month also, maybe 15th.
Ooh.
Can we get a 16th?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Ganun ba yun? Can we get a 16th? Okay, here we have post number 2. It is a tweet from Bianca Bustamante. From dreaming to sitting inside an F1 car for the very first time.
Wow.
Oh, hashtag McLaren, hashtag F1, hashtag Bianca Bustamante.
There are a lot of F1 fans in the Philippines. I'm quite surprised. You don't hear about it often.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you go online, everyone is talking about F1.
Oo, especially because of her.
Yep,
right?
yep.
So context naman, guys, if you are not familiar with her, Bianca Bustamante, she is an 18-year-old Filipino motorsport racer, which is really, really cool. And she has made history by joining the prestigious McLaren Driver Development Program.
That's pretty cool.
Idol.
Same age kami.
Same age kayo, you wish.
Right. Post number 3 from Emil. Tickets secured for Hamilton and Miss Saigon.
Heart.
There.
Good job, Emil. Watch all of the musicals. Watch all of the theater. This is really nice to just imbibe yourself with all of the cultural shows.
Actually, you're the one who's been getting me to watch.
Yeah. Because, growing up, you guys, my husband, he's like, musical? What?
No. I've not seen a lot. Outside of what is required for school.
For school. If you need a reaction paper.
Yeah. Like in college, they'll tell you to watch this and make a paper on it. Then I'll watch it, right?
Okay, at least ginagawa mo yung homework mo.
Of course.
So if you guys would want to watch or maybe research for your said homework, give your home Wi-Fi connection a boost when you avail of Fiber Plus Plan 1899.
That is powered by internet speeds of up to 200 Mbps and comes with 2 Wi-Fi mesh units plus more exciting promos and giveaways monthly.
Wow! Just visit pldthome.com/fiber-upgrade for more details.
And now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, we're now moving to the most awaited part of the show.
Whoa!
Right? This is like the episode where it happens.
Ayan! Now you're picking up on it. Good job,
I got it. Right?
Yeah, so a lot of Hamil fans will be very giddy for today, like me. So thank you so much for tuning in. Joining us today are 2 of the cast members from the hit musical, Hamilton.
Do the same. There you go.
The Hamilton. There. Playing Angelica, Schuyler, and King George.
Let's welcome Akina Edmonds and Brent Hill.
Welcome. Yeah.
Can we get like a King George entrance right now?
Hello.
Nice.
There you go. There
Pretty
you go.
much.
Well, I'd have to get up and do a slow walk down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Here
regal.
with our makeshift catwalk.
Yes.
Congratulations, guys, on your
Thank
run
you.
here in the Philippines. How does it feel to be in Manila?
Oh, it's amazing. Manila is, the Filipino people are very welcoming, very polite and respectful in the shows.
Yeah.
So at the end of the show, we get to feel what they were feeling throughout the whole show, which is so much excitement and anticipation. So I feel amazing being here.
It's been wonderful. Yeah, it's been really great. It's the theater here is phenomenal, and and audiences that we have are so respectful and loving. We really, especially at the end of the show, it feels like there's a volume knob, but they're just like, yes, it's incredible. So yeah, it's been fantastic.
That's great. I mean, we watched also. It was the first time, guys, that my husband watched a musical, right?
No, I mean outside of school.
outside of school.
yes.
Have you prepared your paper?
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Okay,
Do you
great.
need any cheat codes?
Actually, this is part of it. I'm writing my reaction paper.
You're welcome.
No one gets this like
I
inside
know.
scoop, right?
A+.
Yeah. So,
Right.
so yeah, it was his first time there, and I was so excited to experience that with him. So it was super great, and I feel like right now I'm like starstruck. But
No, I know. I mean, it was my first time. We were a bit far, but not so far.
yeah, like
Yeah.
a medium. Yeah.
Medium range.
Medium
And I was like,
range.
I mean, midway, I was like, we should have, sat in front.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah.
Maybe we should watch again.
Yep.
Might
Let's
have
see.
to. Might
Yeah.
have to. There's a fine balance between being able to see the entire picture
know, I
and then
know.
seeing people's faces.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh, you know na next time.
Yep. But how long have you guys been in the Philippines now?
It's about 2.5 months.
Yeah.
2
End of
months.
August we got here.
Wow. How have you been exploring? How is it? How is your trip here?
I've only been to Batangas and where did we go? Tally Beach.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, no, because we have one day off. So it's a choice between resting and exploring. So just getting that balance right and just listening to the body and
Right.
working out what you need the most.
Yeah.
But so far.
And my body often says, sit down. It is though, it's tricky because we have the Monday is the day off. And so, yeah, very often it's like, should I get out and go adventuring or do I need to sort of like rest and recoup and recharge? And, it's a tricky balance.
Yeah.
But it's lovely. I mean, I've furthest I've gone is Makati, and the Mall of Asia.
Yeah.
Which is just around here.
It's just around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah,
Love it.
'cause I was actually going to ask, like, what's your schedule like?
Yeah.
Right?
So Monday's off, right?
Mondays
That's it.
are off.
That's it.
But essentially it's 8 shows a week. So we go from Tuesday to Sunday and we have the nighttime shows Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we kind of come into the theater around about 6:45. And then it's several hours and then, we get home by about 11:30. But then the weekends are 2 show days. So we have Saturday matinee, Saturday night, and then Sunday. But, and then it's really tricky because for a lot of the other folks, a lot of our swings, and covers, they have to rehearse during the week as well. So they'll be here at the Solaire. They'll be rehearsing like on a Wednesday and Thursday as well. So it's navigation.
It's a hectic schedule.
It's a
But
it's-
it's that rewarding, it's exhausting and rewarding sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not going to do that sort of schedule if you don't love what you do. And especially this show. This show is incredible. So it's worth the exhaustion. It
is.
Yeah.
Then you go to explore when you've got energy and space. Yeah.
It's tough work, so everyone
For
just
sure.
go come see Hamilton. Diba?
Yeah. No, on that note, how does it feel to be a part of Hamilton? Like, how did you become part of this cast? Yeah, like how did you get into it?
Yeah. I can definitely start us
yeah.
off with that one. The first half of that question, how does it feel to be in this show? I was so oblivious to the phenomenon of Hamilton. So it was just a friend that said, hey, you should listen to the soundtrack. You should audition when it comes. I'm like, oh, okay. And I listened to it. I was like, oh my goodness. And then initially for me, I was like, oh, I like the arc of Eliza, and it's something I wouldn't really go for. That softness and that forever forgivingness. I'm like, what is she doing? Which then obviously should have been the sure sign of Angelica, right? So anyway, for me, that was the initial idea, and then went in and had my first Eliza. I'm going into auditions. Yeah. My first Eliza audition, and they're like, okay, now can we see you for Angelica? Then that was just like, that was incredible. That whole thing I could go on for about 7 hours.
And we have that, right? This is how long
this is 7 hours. This podcast can be 7 hours.
We can go on even more than that.
Okay. So day one.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful. The process was incredible. The creatives, the American creatives, we had Patrick Vassell, Kurt Crowley in the room where it happens.
Yeah.
And so it was felt like a workshop. It just felt like a gorgeous workshop. And I made a joke that wasn't actually a joke of saying, you know, this is a free masterclass. And we were there for about 45 minutes. And I had the best time. And then finding out that I got to do the show, I initially was confused, because I thought we had more to go, more rounds to do and all of that. And so I really questioned my agent at the time, saying, I think you're lying. So there was this back and forth between him and I. And then once I accepted the truth that I'd been offered, I was over the moon. And now it's an ever-giving, ever-evolving process. The show, we're constantly learning. I mean, if you're open to it, you can only ever keep learning and keep growing, and the show becomes more and more. It's incredible.
Wow.
I love it. It feels like a new show.
And it really changes depending on like what's going on in the world and our lives at the time.
Yeah, that's very true. And with the audience as well, you know, you guys make a huge difference to how we want to give and share. I mean, the story is still there, of course, but there's nuances that we like to pick up on and collaborate with, essentially, when the audience comes in. It's always a new show. Yeah.
It is always a new show. Yeah, because the audience energy is going to be different.
And on stage as well, you know, depending on the day. We're always encouraged to be on the day that we're on, which is kind of scary. It's like, are you sure?
It's really tricky, because there are times, particularly on the weekend, where on a Saturday matinee, for example, it's easy to go, okay, 4 shows. We've got, 4-show weekend, okay. And then we're very good at keeping each other in check and going, but just this show first. Just one step at a time, just this show now. And that keeps us more present.
Yeah.
And keeps the show more alive and more engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I first, for me, getting involved with Hamilton, at the time when the auditions were happening, I was doing a show called School of Rock. And so there was I was playing the Jack Black character Dewey, and there was a lot of high, you know, like a lot, yeah, man, yeah, let's get, like there was a lot of that. And coincidentally, Laura Topoki, who has been our MD for the longest time on this, was also the MD on School of Rock.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so I just kind of got to hear about it through her, and then I sort of just went into one of the auditions. However, prior to that, actually, had seen there was another actor back in Australia that was we put on a show at the local theatre. And he performed "You'll Be Back."
Oh,
I thought sort of perhaps as a way of like staking or claiming, you know, like maybe I will do this. But I remember watching it and no ego whatsoever, but just having that feeling of going, "Oh, you're not going to do this, I am."
Nice. A surety, like a certainty, without it being attached to anything. I'm doing.
It was very strange. I imagine it's like, you know, when you meet your partner, you're just like, you.
Yeah. Was it like that?
Well, you for me, right?
Tricky territory.
Exactly.
What have you done, Brent?
Yeah.
You walk right into that one.
I know.
But there is that kind of perhaps universal connection that just goes this. And I remember watching it going, I'm going to do that. And
wow,
coincidentally,
so cool.
it's just happened that way. But doing School of Rock at the time, like vocally was very tiring. So I remember going into the auditions and trying to sing, say I can't even do it. It's like today, say our love is draining. You can't go on.
Yeah.
And hitting those high notes. And vocally I was very tired. Yeah. And so we had to, very graciously, the team, the masterclass team were like,
yes, the masterclass team.
Which was so lovely because it felt like, it didn't feel like audition. It was like just
rehearsals, workshop.
Working.
What did you guys do for the audition?
Well, so many things. Show related, obviously. That sounded very, wow. They were very clear because I remember when the first few goes I gave to Satisfied or Quiet Uptown, they said, and just so you know, there's no right way. Which is so exciting and so scary because you're like, wait, especially in music theatre, you're used to being told how it should go.
Right.
So you're like, wait, I have to make choices for you to, whoa, let's go. And then so it was so freeing and obviously very scary as well. So it was just a lot of, like for me, mine was a lot of, okay, cool. So say Quiet Uptown, for instance, there was stuff like, okay, how about we add in the layer of she's also lost her nephew. And you're like, of course, I'm just playing the part where she's being strong for her sister and strong for her brother-in-law. Let's add in that layer. Let's take out this layer. So it was literally just what ingredients do you want to use in the cake that you're baking today? Which was and that's where it's very much an actor's show where you get to play with different ingredients. The cake itself is going to remain the same. Just what are you adding in and taking out for that journey to be something more authentic. Yeah. And that for me was really, really exciting. So there's lots of singing. And then they made it not about singing. They're like, okay, maybe you don't have to worry about singing too much. You're like, wait, what? What do you mean? So it was like a lot of just tell the story. Let's try this version of that. And that for me was just like, whoa, we can do anything with this if we know where we're going. First, we need to know where we're going. And the relationships and the circumstances have to be very clear. Other than that, that's why you can be on the day you're on, I guess, too, is the ingredients shift slightly, but you're getting to the same goal and telling the same story. Just, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the ingredients of the cake.
Yeah.
Are you getting hungry?
Cake, kiruanda.
But right? Speaking of ingredients of a cake, I would say that Hamilton, they have ingredients such as history, politics, personal drama, right? So do you think all of those put together really makes a more engaging approach for viewers?
Yeah. Just on the back of this, it's like the fact that the story is so, at its core, so imperative, obviously, but it's really, it's been navigating of musical theatre often has I feel like a bad rap where it's like, musical theatre, it's very, it's performative, it's performative. And there's sort of like different aspects of, going to a doctor's or whatever and a dentist and filling out it comes up with occupation. It's like, okay, well, what do I put here? Do I put actor? Do I put performer? Do I put artist? It's like, we're actually all three and more. And very often we're in the middle of those circles. And performing is usually about showing. It's about, presenting and we're here, whereas the acting side of it is more about convincing and being and playing the circumstances. And likewise, in those auditions and then rehearsals and then doing the show, it's very much about firstly, what do I serve the story here? And what is the circumstances of my character? And so it is a very acting heavy show I think from our perspectives. And that really helps, sell it across the line. And it makes us more about believing in what we're doing. Because it's not so much now I need to hit a high C. Blah, blah, blah. It's more about now this is the moment where my nephew has died and I need to support my sister and her husband, who I have a very sort of charged relationship with.
Right.
And that as an audience, we can connect with that as opposed to connecting with you're hitting a high C.
Yeah. Well, you're a very great singer. It's like,
right.
you know, there's a beauty in being able to have singing as just kind of, okay, that's great that you can do that, but can you tell a story?
Right.
That is wild to then have singing as kind of a secondary. And if the singing takes you out, you know, Alex Lacamoire is very clear about if people walk away and go, oh my gosh, your singing, especially that high note, is crazy amazing, then you haven't told the story. Like they should go away feeling like, whoa, you moved me. And maybe they'll comment on your voice is this. But it's more about the storytelling as opposed to your vocal tricks. And then we do, you know, they do suggest if you need to get that out of your system, because we are a living, breathing artist, then use your YouTube or your Twitter, or I don't have the Twitter, so I'm not sure, or the TikTok, I'm not really sure, but, or the YouTube.
Well, you can make one now. You're in the Philippines. Right?
It's so huge here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I super agree because like from a viewer's perspective, I think that's really what I felt as well. It wasn't mainly about the singing. We'd be like,
Well, I mean, you guys are excellent singers,
of course,
obviously.
of
but
course.
yeah.
But yeah, it was mainly like, wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, you have to agree with me. It was really awesome. We'd be like, oh, his singing is great. But that scene, it's always like, it's that scene. Yeah? So.
Actually, the rewind scene.
Oh, yes.
It was, okay.
You know,
okay.
that was, we were mind blown with the rewind scene.
Yeah, because obviously, like me, I'm not very cultured, right? So I'm outside of my college theater experience.
I need to see these papers when you're finished. Honestly,
I know. But
I need
you
to
should
read
see them. It's for, you know, like for philosophy, for English.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, please.
But yeah, and the stage was like moving around. At first, I was like, in Tagalog, I was like, babe, gumagalaw ba yung stage? And then so I was like, that means like, is the stage moving?
Yeah. That's a good question.
What?
I remember in talking about the stage that moves, in rehearsals, I had to wear those seasick bands because I was getting so nauseous on the revolve.
Oh.
This is so embarrassing. I mean, we can edit this out if we need to, but yeah, I would have to wear those. I was so embarrassed. I went to stage management real quietly. I was like, can I have some anti-nausea stuff? Like, oh my gosh, yeah. And I'll sit down going, oh my goodness, because it moves far. And then there's two lots of it.
Yeah.
The inner donut and the outer donut. And sometimes they move opposite. And Schuyler Sisters, I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, someone, is the fastest spinning, I was going to say volume, speed.
Faster
In the
speed.
show. So yeah, so it is. It's a very moving show in so many ways. But I want to go back to
literally
You're
moving.
welcome. I wanted to go
I
back
like
to
all
your
the puns that everyone's been dropping for this episode, right?
we're here. We've had coffee. But I want to go back to your ingredients and your question about, you know, what it is in this show. So I think what's really important in this show and why we all connect to it so well is that there is, you know, and I feel like I go on and on about this, but I hope I do it justice and give it different perspectives, is that the music is first multi-genred. I mean, we can talk about that for, again, 7 hours. But the characters are also multifaceted, which is why we can all see a facet of ourselves in one of these characters, even the villains. And then the cute sister, and then the forgiving wife, you're like, what the heck? And then the strong, fierce, but vulnerable Angelica, the king, you know, who, like you were saying earlier today, doesn't get a chance to be vulnerable or connect with other humans. There's something in that where we can relate to the isolation of that, and then the need for control within that isolation, but then of the masses. So I feel like the reason why so many of us, especially if you're only doing it for school and then you realize actually it's not music theater, this is a whole different experience. I think it is due to the gorgeous writing of the characters and the music then that, you know, supports all of that. But we're all so flawed. So what can we do as flawed humans to succeed in this world? And that's why it's so ever evolving. I think that's what I wanted to say.
Wow. You put that in your reaction paper, babe.
Well said.
Did anyone get that? I will write that down word
Take
for
notes,
word
take
and give
notes.
it to my professor.
Notes?
But seriously, I feel like because that's actually what's amazing to me. I feel like Hamilton as a musical, as a show, as a piece, as an art piece, it speaks to audiences across the world, around the world, especially like here in the Philippines. I mean, we don't have the same history as Hamilton, right? Like we're
that's not Philippine history.
That's not Philippine history,
No, it's not Australian. It's not New Zealand.
right?
Yeah.
So it's obviously American history, but like people watch it, people go crazy over it. And then, I remember after the show, there's always like, just going out of the theater and just going down the escalators. People are like, yeah, you know, this is what happened. Because people are now researching like exactly what happened.
Yes.
So I feel like it leaves a mark. And I think it's because of the vulnerability of the characters as well.
And it can be, I mean, that's what makes it such great artwork as well, is that it's so, I don't want to say the term is subjective, but it's where it means different things to different folks.
Right.
I mean, even as you were saying now, what invokes for me is thinking about how in that, particularly that last number, you know, we're constantly talk about time.
Yeah.
What is a legacy? And that very often challenges the audience about, like, well, ourselves, going, what is our lives? You know, what's left of them?
Yeah.
Oh my God. but
You guys are giving me a lot of good bits for my front paper, huh?
Listen, we now you're co-writers. We now need to be credited in your paper.
I will do.
But even in rehearsals, you know, a few of us, like, we had people talking about the show and going, oh, you know, it's about love and it's about loss and it's about revolution. It's about standing up for, politics, the idea of a country. There's so much to take away from it. And that's really, like, quite beautiful, is that, and obviously this, in its success, so many people can take away different things.
Including us. It's like you said before, Brent, of it being so dependent on what's happening in the world, therefore what's happening in our own personal worlds and the worlds of our communities. It's going to hit differently, which is why I think you can get away with doing it for many of the years.
You were speaking about the last number, right? Is that your favorite part of the piece?
It's one of them for sure. Yeah. For me, I really love, my particular journey in this show is, I start at the top of the show with everyone in parchment. That's my own decision. But I'm backstage, I'm side stage, and at the front of the line, you know, everyone is dressed in parchment at that stage, at the very top of the show. And at that point, we're all actors and we are about to tell a story together. It's just, I am just slightly off stage, but I'm doing it with everyone. And then, you know, King happens and emerges, and then the arc of certainly what happened to him and him going mad occurs. I play that quite strongly, I think, particularly in Act 2. But then, and then eventually the King is shed, and then by the last half hour of the show, I get to come back to being parchment, to being an actor and telling the story. And for me, yes, that last number, especially when we get to turn to the audience directly and say, who tells your story? Who does it? And I often think, I've thought about it a lot in the last, you know, several years that we've done this show. And the best answer that has emerged for myself is you know, who tells your story? You do. We tell our self-narratives to ourselves all the time. So are they good narratives that we are telling ourselves? I hope so. You know, and that's the sort of thing that I particularly to an audience, I'd love the idea of them walking away asking that question of themselves and their own lives.
Wow, this got like really philosophical real fast. Like I was like, oh my gosh, who tells my story?
I tell your story.
You tell my story.
Yeah, I tell your story. Yeah, but Akina, how about you? Like, what's your favorite part of the show?
Similar to Brent is the end, which is before, I mean, obviously the bows, because you were so tired, but it just sums it all up, really. And we've had this whole show about Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton, and then it's Eliza talking about her journey post his death. And we get to question that. I have a few, but there's something really beautiful about a whole cast coming together this orchestration, all of this music has happened beautifully for almost 3 hours. And then we all end in a cappella in unison. There's like harmony, unison. That says it all. We should end in unison. There's no one better than anyone. We're all flawed, but we're all beautiful as well. We all have something to offer, and we're all flawed. So why should we end separately? And so therefore the bows, why should we bow separately when it essentially is an ensemble piece? If we let the show be what it is, which is the show is the superstar. So it's the end, and how that just brings it all together. And my favorite line so far, this may change in the future, is, the world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me, which again says there's always space for everyone at said top, because really we were all just trying to leave legacy or make a difference, whether it's just in ourselves, our families. It doesn't have to be epic, or if it is epic, it's epic. So those are my favorite times, spots in the show for now.
Wow.
Beautiful.
How about guys, like performing here in the Philippines? Are there any memorable moments that you guys might have?
Listen, stage door is getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Crazy amazing. Y'all are amazing.
Yeah.
It's so hot out there. And I will take this opportunity to say sorry if I don't stop. It's so hot and it's time for bed, but we do appreciate you guys just being there with so much support. The anticipation of 7 years of this show, being anticipated for so long. That's what I love, the Filipino culture. Oh, and the fact that y'all can sing. The way I'm trying to get my buko pie in Ayala Mall and you're just singing along to anything. The soul is again, it's how we all connect as humans. So that's what I'm loving about being here.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few moments. I can't confirm this exactly, but I feel like in You'll Be Back, there are some times where I feel like I can maybe see or hear people mouthing or singing along. It's really lovely. I think every show, Rachel and Go, a wonderful Eliza, comes out and has a wonderful response from the audience.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. It's so sweet and so lovely. But really, it's just like we get to the end of every show and the audience just really shows their appreciation.
Yeah.
And especially at stage door.
The favorite.
No, but I do remember whenever King George went out with the show that we watched, people went crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was going particularly crazy. I was like,
It's so interesting. It's so interesting.
So amusing.
It's so interesting. I view King George, as we're saying earlier today, it's like there's something about I feel like I am doing it is because I think it's very important to highlight an ego that is perhaps devoid of connection or vulnerability that can lead to tyrancy. Because we are all flawed and we have those moments. And very often if we feel like we aren't in control of our surrounding environments, then sometimes the reaction can be to attempt to control them ourselves. And I don't know, he's a fascinating dude. It's like, you will always love me, always. You will never leave. And if you do, I'll kill you. I'll kill everything that you love. Everything. But you won't. You would never leave me. Never. Never. We'll always be together. And if we aren't, do you know what I mean? It's very confronting, but there's something also with social media, perhaps, where we're drawn to larger egos, and I think a healthy ego is great. We all need ego. We all need ego. We all need it. It's imperative to our survival. Yeah. It keeps us safe. It's just making sure that we don't alienate ourselves. And then that's been really tricky in the last couple of years. I don't know, something happened globally, whatever. But that's what's really lovely is the fact that we can now come back together into a room where it happens and and we get to celebrate together again and connect with each other and watch a show and, you know, and turn to each other and talk to each other. It's really lovely. I have this tidbit, which I very often will periodically throw into the warm up, or the circle before the show, because I think it's really lovely, which is they did a study at Cambridge University.
Oh, I love this.
Where they hooked a whole bunch of audience members up to heart rate monitors.
Okay.
Right? So during a live performance, live band, live show, live musical, they hooked up entire audience, 1,000 audience members. And what they found is that during the show, during the emotionality of several music pieces, they found that at different segments, the audience members' heartbeats synced. And there's something in that. There's something very healing in that, where literally coming together into a room where we all sync in some regulation. I think that's very, very, very wonderful. And so, you know, theater, huzzah. Musical theater, huzzah. Music, huzzah. Because we get to be connected again and not a isolated, alienated ego like King George, you know.
But I love his parts though.
Yeah.
What a character.
And perhaps because, I don't know, perhaps we can see elements of ourselves in that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm so amazing. I'm incredible. You would never leave me.
And that as a protection mechanism sometimes of self-doubt. It's like, no, remember, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. See, remember, I'm amazing. Remember, I'm amazing.
And you are amazing. You are. King George, I don't know, perhaps his circumstances where he just couldn't trust someone to like tell him, it's like, it's okay. I love you. It's fine.
Yeah. Regardless.
You're great.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
Is King George your favorite?
God, yeah, for some reason. Like when he'd come out, I'm like, Vividson, King George na.
I know.
Well, he's also, you know, he has the vibrant red and the cape and the crown.
Just such a
The comedic relief.
Yeah, it's the comedic relief.
With the drama, which is
Right.
wild.
Yeah.
Like, how is this so funny? Because it's so dramatic.
Well, I view the comedy as like a side effect.
Yes.
You know
of
what I
the
mean?
drama, of the seriousness of what he's saying.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, he's for real. Oh, he will kill your family. Crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Why am I laughing?
You know, I mean, Australia was proclaimed, you know, in the name of King George III, in the same way that happened to the American colonies. It's just so happens that the American colonies went, no.
NoDeal.com.
See ya, nodeal.com. Hashtag GTFO. Whereas Australia, you know, didn't quite, you know, we were still under that, that regime, which is, you know, interesting.
Yeah, well, you know,
Oh, gee.
I recall Akina saying a while ago that she had some buko pie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. So you were going around trying food?
Listen, what I find around here, I will bring into the green room to share with everyone. I found buko pie. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, buko pie.
Ugh. Putting
Where'd you get it?
cheese on your sweets, game changer. Yeah. So like the ensaimada, the ube ensaimada, oh my gosh, with the paste inside. And then I found an ube cake.
Yes.
Where have you been going around?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, so when we went to Tali, which is where?
Beach.
Yeah. On the way back, we just stopped on the side of the road and just got some fruit. Yes, I've had durian, mangosteen. Love mangosteen. Love durian, actually. You have to be in the mood for it, obviously.
Yeah.
And you have to do it outside. It's like, guys, I'm going for durian. Okay. And so that's where I first had buko pie. And then the ube just had me. It had me at purple.
At purple, yes.
Yeah. I was
You
like,
know,
whoa.
ube became so popular during the pandemic.
Like here.
Everyone was like making ube anything.
Yeah. Well, it's
Ube
a
bread,
good source of
ube
like
cake.
carbs, sweets. It's filling. It's so satisfying.
And it's purple.
And it's purple.
Yeah.
Like, what the cute? What the cute?
Have you had some ube?
I have, yes. specifically the
From
Uber.
Akina.
Yes.
I'll bring you some.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Which is so lovely. Bring
Yeah.
it in, and especially it's like we all have like a work chat, and it's just like cakes in the green room.
Cakes in the green room, treats in the green room.
You can hear everybody just go, like straight to the green. Yeah,
Cute.
it's so delicious.
Yeah.
So
This is
good.
making me very hungry, by the way.
Yeah.
Aside from like dessert, have you guys tried any other like delicacy?
Adobo. Have I had any pancit here? Because I have a Filipino friend in Australia, and she's very passionate about making sure I eat Filipino food from her mum. What's the? It's like a spring roll.
Lumpia.
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 Yeah. Lumpia.
Leche flan. Like, whoa.
Oh, we
I mean,
should
we're
get
going
you some
back
food
to
after
dessert.
this.
Okay. Noted. Get some lumpia, guys.
No, but Akina's Tagalog is very good.
Not
Oh, is
bad.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She got
maybe
the
it's
buko
the
down
Maori.
and
He's got the buko down, the durian down.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
So
you Brent, you should show off your Tagalog skills. Come on.
Yeah.
You were talking to me in Tagalog a
Come on.
while
You
ago.
know you're
Yeah.
Filipino?
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Mahal kita.
There you go. There you go.
Salamat po.
Yes. Keep it coming.
Before this started, I was asking you, so how's your Tagalog improved? He was like, yeah, mahal kita.
On the every show we have a mic check sheet,
Oh,
and
yeah.
sometimes we'll write questions and we've put some Tagalog on there. And the day that we had mahal kita, everyone was walking around going mahal kita, mahal kita, mahal kita, and that show was lovely.
Yeah, that show was. They should have had the heart rate thingies on us. Maybe she'd love.
You'd all sync together with your mahal kitas.
I'll give you a different like Tagalog cheat sheet.
Yes.
You should say first right now, Pogi ako.
Bogiado.
Pogi ako.
Bogiaho.
Yeah.
What? Not bad.
What did I just say?
Yeah.
You're good looking. There you go.
Pogi is for handsome.
Pogi.
So
Yeah.
we should also give Akina the
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Go.
part. So you can say maganda ako.
Maganda ako.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. So don't thank them.
Yeah.
When you see them, don't say mahal kita. Don't say you love him. Say maganda ako.
Yeah.
Go around.
Go around
You're
and say
dangerous.
that.
Yeah.
This paper is going to be
Pogi
wild.
ako. Ganun.
Go around. Don't say salamat. You say pogi ako.
Bogiaho.
Okay, enough of your ridiculousness, babe. We're gonna take a little bit of a break and play a game that we like to call like, comment, or share.
So in this game, we'll just show you a series of social media posts, and you'll just have to react.
Yeah.
You can like it, you can comment on it, or you can share it, or you can even do all of it. But if you choose comment, you have to let us know what your response is. Okay.
Like, comment, or share.
All right.
Right.
Like, comment, share.
Yeah. Okay,
Like
let's
to
start
mention.
with post number 1. This one is from Angeli Silverio Deliera. She has a post. She has a photo over here of a Hamilton ticket and the escalator going to her seat. And syempre, nandiyan na rin yung experience niya. She says, an unforgettable evening watching Hamilton. Mesmerizing performances by incredible artists, and a special shout out to the amazing Miss Rachel Ango for her outstanding talent. Will we give this a like, comment, or share?
Share.
Share.
I like how it's like a game show.
Yeah. There should be a button.
Okay, we've got a button now.
Not for Brent.
I will comment and I will tag Anjali and Rachel Ango and just write obv.
Oh.
Obv.
That's a very cool thing to say. Very Gen Z right
Very
here.
Gen Z
I
right
see.
there.
Guys,
Dude, I gotta keep up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make notes also. Like is it each episode, when we have like Gen Z
Slang.
slang, I'm like,
Need to
Okay.
take note of this.
all right. So we have
real, for
the
real.
second post from Jech Ulangkaya.
Wow, she added 17 photos.
17 new photos. I think she
Yeah.
made an album. We were in the room where it happened.
You have to sing
well,
it,
guess
babe.
what? We are in the room right now.
There you go.
Right? Love everything about this entire night. My first musical experience was everything I expected and more. I especially love Marcus John's version of Lafayette, Brent Hill as King George, and Jason Arrow as Hamilton. Was also a very lovely treat seeing Rachel Ann go as Eliza. Grateful as I was able to savor every moment and that I belong to a crowd that cheered and clapped after the performances. Truly a night to remember, and I can't wait to experience more musicals in the future.
Yay! Do we give this a like, comment, or share?
I will like and also comment and say thank you so much. This is so lovely. Glad you had a wonderful evening with us in the theater. However, next time only 15 photos maximum.
No, but this was what you were talking about, right? Like everyone was just participating and just responding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's lovely.
And I will go, meh, and I will do love heart, and then I'll love heart Brent's comment and say, absolutely love it.
There
Something
you
like
go.
that, really cool, eh? Is that
There
cool?
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just short,
Absolutely
just, you know,
agree. Can't wait to see you again. Yeah.
100
and
emoji.
sweet, right?
Final answer, lock it
There
in.
you go.
Okay, here's post number 3. It is a meme when I hear someone talking about Hamilton and it's this face.
Do it.
Like that. Everyone has to do that to their own like individual cameras right now. That face. There. Whoever
God, we
wins,
can't
let
do
us
it.
know in the comments. Okay, so do you give this one a like, comment, or share?
Okay. Everything. That's
Everything.
a like, comment, and share.
Yeah.
The comment would be same. Same, babes. Obs.
I will comment. I will like and comment. And I want to give the exact same 2 eyes emoji.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just looking to the side.
I didn't see those.
But it's true, right? That's kind of the feeling. You want to talk about it. Okay, so post number 4.
by
This is,
Angelica. Oh, there you go.
We have an answer already.
You have an answer already.
I just got through my neighbor blasting Hamilton playlist. I want to like and comment and say, I can't hear it, turn it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like this. This is the first time that a guest read out the tweet or the post
I
for
know.
us.
Oh,
I
I know.
love it.
Should I read the whole thing then? I mean, that's a bit rude.
Well, you don't feel obliged to do it. You really do whatever you want, right?
Well, for my paper, I'm working on reading out these comments. Okay, so the comment says, my neighbor blasting Hamilton playlist, and I am again reminded that I'm not watching Hamilton this year despite being staged in the
Oh,
Philippines.
man.
I'm so sorry. That just got really Eames
Oh.
and real saddy pants.
Oh,
Means.
do we give this a like? What do we comment on this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What do we comment?
Turn it up and I'm sorry.
This is a comment with a full version of the show, but like just done with us backstage.
That would be great. You need to send that to
No,
me.
dude, but this is cool because even in my office, right? So when the show started playing, people were like singing it,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And you know, I was late. We watched it
October. Yeah.
because that was the only time I was on break. And then I finally got to the office and I said, I'm not gonna wear my shot. And they were like, finally,
yeah.
right?
Where had you been? Were you writing papers? Or?
Yeah.
No, just
So
work.
busy,
Just busy with work, but finally able to catch a show.
This one's cute. We have another post from Gretchen. My name is Alexander Puppington.
Oh my
Just you wait. And then we have a little dog. So cute.
Hashtag Hamil Pets.
Camel pets.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
This one.
I'm going to do the like, but with the love heart.
Yeah, with the heart.
And then comment as well and say, can I have?
This Hamel pet.
Please.
Yeah.
You guys have pets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A dog back in Australia.
What's his or her name?
Lily.
Lily. Oh.
Yeah. She's a Chihuahua crossed with like a Jack Russell. So she's like a potato with really long legs. That's super fast.
She's super fast.
That's cute.
No.
That's
Those
cute.
little legs going.
Must be an active dog right there. So cute. Okay, so thank you so much to Akina and Brent for participating in our game.
My favorite was the
you were doing
look.
the eye thing.
I can't because my eyes are too small. But yeah. There you go. But,
Ay,
you know,
nako.
thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, give your home Wi-Fi connection a boost when you avail of Fiber Plus Plan 1899.
That is powered by internet speeds of up to 200 Mbps and it comes with 2 Wi-Fi mesh units, plus more exciting promos and giveaways monthly.
Visit pldthome.com/fiber-upgrade for more details.
Okay.
Now, let's get back to the questions. I still have a long list.
Okay. Okay.
First question.
Okay.
Ito na.
Go.
Are you guys fans of hip hop and rap? Because there is a lot of it on Hamilton. So are you guys fans? Maybe you have a personal favorite or like a reference for your role. Is there anything like that for you?
I have very eclectic music. What do you call it? Choice, like repertoire. Like I love all kinds. Especially depending on like what sort of vibe am I feeling today? Is it going to be folk? Is it going to be, rock or? But my first CD, and I'm showing my age.
What
now,
is a CD?
Guys, I said I'm Gen Z.
Gen Z CD.
When it was like a very young birthday, and a friend of mine at my primary school gave me a CD single of "Whoop There It Is" by Tag Team, and like I didn't know what rap was or anything like this, but I played that CD on repeat. Tag team music. I'm bringing it back. Me, DC, I'm Main Supreme, and my man Steve Rowland. I'm checking the flow. We are checking the flow. It goes a little something like this. Tag team, back again. Check it, lick it, let's begin. Party on, party people. Let me hear some noise. DC's in the house. Jump for joy. There's a party over here. Party over there. Shake your hands in the air. Shake it with derriere. These 3 words mean getting busy. Whoop, there it is. Hey, whoop, there
There you go.
You've had the CD too.
I've had the cassette,
Why
man.
do you know the song?
I have the cassette. You know what I like about the CDs and the cassettes? Sorry, I digress. Like they give you a little booklet.
Yes.
And all the
With the
lyrics.
lyrics.
Like, you have like photos of the artists. And, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh my
I just listen to
goodness.
Spotify.
Whoa.
Loves.
That was an experience and a half. I
Yeah.
cannot top that and I will not try. But what I will add to the Brent's party is when Brent finishes the show, Brent's finished and he's coming out of the stage door in his dressing room. He's just blasting whatever on his iPhone, And it can be anything from like folk, classical to the pip hop, it's just like very eclectic.
Yeah, it's funny. Like that's sort of my reasoning for that is very often it feels like end credits sequence to me. So, so there's something about the process of, we've done this show for the last 3 hours and now it's like, now we need to leave the theater and we need to leave George and Angelica behind.
Right.
And so there's an element, and it's usually folk music, which is like the sort of thing that I feel like, makes it dissipate. It's very funny.
Like shaking off your character. Something
Absolutely.
like that.
Yeah.
We should have something like that too, babe. Shake it.
Shake it off, shake it.
Yeah. I usually like would shower the show off and all of that. But now we kind of just we've got transport back, home. So then I'll do all that. As soon as I get home, it's like, doof, show off, not showing off.
Shower
The
off.
show is off.
But likewise for the start of the show, if very often, like we always have a warm up on stage
Right.
that's run by our lovely dance captains, and they'll often play various music. It can be hip hop, it can be rock, it can be gentle lo-fi, it can be house. And it's usually depending on they sort of see where the company is at, and then we'll go, I feel like this is what they might need today. And so similarly, I think perhaps before the show and afterwards, but before the show going, what do I need today? If I need to get amped up, rap and hip hop is it. Because that makes
Absolutely.
me groove and dance and I want it.
I'd love to see your
so
playlist.
You're the one who like controls the remote or like the music.
The remote.
Remote. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just from the
Every
top of the
day.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am the Spotify commando.
Yeah.
Or they are, rather.
No, dude, like he has a luggage full of CDs.
Oh my gosh, you remember those CDs that had the sleeves?
I know.
Oh
The
my
booklets.
goodness. And then you write on what the mix is if you burn your own CD.
Yeah.
Wow. And for those at home who don't actually know what CD is, it's abbreviation for compact disc. And us oldies used to have to put it in a thingy, press play, and it'll spin and do things.
Thanks.
Hopefully the Google has the things.
Guys, I don't know it. Okay, so for Akina, all right, let's move on. For your character,
Yes.
Angelica Schuyler, was there any connection to her musical style that you really enjoyed, maybe, or what do you find most compelling about her?
Well, when I first saw the brief for Angelica and then listened to Satisfied, I was like, obviously I'm not a rapper. That's weird for me to do that. And then realized that the great thing about hip hop is that it has a way of sharing an epic story in 4 bars. So Angelica's job is to give you this entire thesis in less than 5 minutes, and says a lot. And I think, with rap being in there, it gives us the opportunity to speak at the speed of thought, as opposed to, one word can last 2 bars sometimes in some musicals and in this one, obviously. So for me, that has been a really cool gift and a cool challenge to go, hang on, get rid of it needing to be rap. In my mind, because then I feel like such an imposter because I'm like, well, I'm not a rapper. I feel bad for those that can actually rap. And just tell the story in the speed that you've been given and in the melody that you've been given it. And, with Alex Lacamoire and Lin-Manuel Miranda's writing, it's so, I don't want to say easy because it's not easy. It is rich in what you are given to choose from in order to tell the story to the best of your ability on the day that you're on in the most authentic way you can do it. So I just try and honor that without trying to make it something I'm not. It's a beautiful range of emotions without trying to emote. It's a cool balance of, I don't have time to give you too much emotion because you need to know all of this. But I'm still going to feel what that is because I'm of the human. And that's what I love about Angelica is you have to keep it rolling. You do have to feel all your feelings, but you have to keep it rolling for the betterment of self, sister, family, father, and what he represents in the community, therefore the community. So I think I answered your question. I'm not sure if I did.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah. But that gives me a whole new insight into it. It's just mine was just much more like after the show. Whenever I talked to her, I'd be like, Angelica.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Listen, take the job. Have a go. No.
I love that answer.
Yeah?
Yes.
That is cool.
Oh.
That is cool.
That was really, thank you.
Thanks, Brent.
Talking about particularly singing at the speed of thought. And so then there's not a lot of room to be on stage and be like, oh, what do I have for dinner? And then it's just and what that sort of allows, and perhaps is evident in particularly this piece, where what that allows is for the audience to have the feelings. To have that.
Yeah, and you not indulge in it so much. You're inviting the audience to indulge while I continue telling the story.
Right.
Yeah.
But how would you prepare for a scene, like a very intense scene, for example, Satisfied? How did you prepare for that?
I think the trick is to make it not about yourself. As soon as you make it about yourself with anything acting wise, as soon as it becomes about you and not your scene partner or partners, it gets very much internal, and therefore it's not a shared experience. So I like to, with Satisfied, it did actually take me a minute to find that arc, because we've gone from Seas Breathe, Farmer Refuted to then my next number is satisfied after Schuyler Sisters. So what is that journey in such little time? I think that's within the first 30 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
How do I make that believable when you haven't seen all of that journey? So then I find little moments before that to go, okay, what is she attracted to Hamilton? You know, and I found it mostly in Farmer Refuted, where it's like, oh, that's the mind at work that she was talking about in Schuyler Sisters. She was looking for it on stage at that time. She can't find it. Oh, she thought she found it. No. Oh, there it is. Okay, great. And then finds it at the Winter's Ball, where we hear Helpless, where Rachel Ango, does an incredible job in sharing with us. So that then you've got your sister, your father, we're in the middle of a war. And so she finds that there, and then we can just drop in and go, wow, this could have been my love, but it's not, because my love for my sister is stronger. And my duty to my father is a lot bigger than my lust and desire for true love. So then we're able to just sink in real quick. Finding it in the show, it's in the show. I don't need to, and that's a beautiful thing about Hamilton. We don't need to elevate the anything off the paper. We just need to actually go in as opposed to up. Go in deep, and then just trust that all of the truth is there if you let it, you know. So that's how I prepare, is try and find the moments where it can tell a story.
That's actually cool that you say it that way, because it is actually just like span of 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, so when Satisfied came on and I was listening to it, I was like,
yeah.
So much.
I was like, she likes Hamilton?
Yeah. It's a great exercise of full investment and then full detachment. You know, if you're trying to, you know, practice letting go of things, you've got to go all in, and then you've got to get to the next thought, because there's so much to do. You can't dwell on the one thought, but you have to be fully invested in that one thought, and then the next one, and then the other one.
Wow.
So that's my long-winded answer to that's how Satisfied is usually prepared for. You use the show to prepare for it. Yeah.
Is that similar for Brent as well? How did you internalize
how do you balance
character?
the comedic and the serious scenes?
Yeah.
Very often, it totally depends on my scene partner, which is the audience.
Yeah.
During tech, it can be very frustrating for me because I'm very often, it's just to an empty crowd. And a lot of, all of King George's stuff is like directly to them. And so I generally each night use whatever they give back.
Yeah.
So I just try to ride that. And again, like coming up for You'll Be Back for that first number, it's just kind of, I mean, gosh, it's been a whole process. Sometimes to be standing there going, okay, what animal am I tonight? I'm an octopus. I'm a snow leopard. I'm a raptor.
So it changes every night.
Oh.
Well, in the lens of it changes every night.
Right.
Yeah. It's like each night kind of going, tonight, I don't know, we'll go with sword, and tomorrow night we'll go with like yellow, or the next night we'll go with lightning. It's just like little lenses that like, it keeps the show the same, it keeps the characters drive the same, but the lens is different. And then, that is the process that was, you know, I picked up from, an excellent actor, actually, Tony Kogan, back in Sydney. And it just keeps the show fresh for oneself.
Yeah.
Wow. I see the joy in him sharing his experience with it.
No, because I just realized now when you mentioned that your singing partner is actually the audience.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then treating them like, I mean, particularly that first song, like a lover.
Yeah.
Going, oh, you're leaving. Oh, darling, you would never leave. No. You want to leave all this? Please. Yeah. So it's just kind of playing that. It's playing a jilted lover, really. And then the second song is like, oh, you did leave.
You did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then having a moment of, you know, that frustration, but then coming back to, but let me remind you, now what? Now you're free. Now what?
Yeah.
You know, and then the second act is sort of like, you know, 3 a.m. walking through the castle, going to the refrigerator, and then like seeing on your phone being like, oh, my ex is, wait, what? George Washington is going away. Oh, what's that about?
Yeah.
And then obviously, and King George, you know, famously lost his mind. He had towards the end of his life, he was like sitting in front of a fireplace, just babbling.
Wow.
Days on end, no sleep, So I play that quite strongly in the second act.
Well, you've
You
obviously
seem to
not
be
yet,
having fun. Yeah.
and he's obviously not yet lost his mind, right?
No.
But
Well,
you don't know. Yeah, but which personality traits or which similarities do you see yourself in with like King George?
Oh, goodness. It's so funny, isn't it? Because I can't be like, I'm not like King George at all. But it's similarly, as we were saying, it's like the process has been, we want to see your version. We want to see what you are going to do with this. And, like my King George will be very different to someone else's. And that's what's quite exciting about it, as well. But the thing that I sort of connect to and come back to is that idea of, alienation and being sort of left alone. And I'm what do you call it? Introvert.
Yeah.
I'm quite introverted.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you guys are the same.
Yeah, I'm also an introvert.
Yes, see? Yes. And so it's this thing where I can navigate the world very easily and well and happily, but I often find that, and perhaps you're the same, where it's like, okay, that was great, and now I just need to sit for like 20 minutes.
No, because she's like, okay, lights
Dehuman.
on, game,
Yeah.
let's go. But afterwards, she's like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So would you say you're extroverted?
I have no
He's
idea.
the
I feel
extrovert.
like I just adapt.
I was reading somewhere where it's like, for an introvert, it's very excellent to have an extrovert around, particularly at a party, because you can go to a party and you can be like,
Talk to
My
my husband
husband.
over here.
That's what she's been doing for a while now.
Do the thing. Thank you.
Don't reveal my hacks.
She took me out of my job. She was like, "Oh, you want to change your job?" I was like, "Okay."
Do you want to be the extroverted version of this?
Yeah, so she now brings me around and be like, "Hi, this is my husband."
Yeah.
but look, to answer your question simply, it's sort of like with, it's about ego for me. With King George, it's specifically about ego. And it's easy to get wrapped up in it, and be like, how many likes do I have? How many comments? Give me more, give me more. and it's just sort of like having the space of mind to go, well, that's ego. Thank you, ego. Thank you. And just be more present and let go of that.
Wow.
I want to add on to some of Brent's process, because it is like Brent was saying, it's hard when we're in rehearsals and you don't have your scene partner until audiences are here. So Brent has a gorgeous way of entertaining himself and us, and
Which is what?
our very first time we ran it. It was still like, we were coming out of COVID, so we had masks and stuff. I'll give you two. There was one in Sydney, one in New York. And he came out with a face shield as a crown. And then you had like lollies as your, what's that thing he called? The stick called?
The scepter.
Yeah. And then we just all lost it, and he kept it so serious. So then he's basically made a gorgeous scene partner by just his costume choices in rehearsals. And then the last one I remember was, we're in New York rehearsing. Oh, I love saying that. That's amazing. How beautiful. How lucky. Where he came out in Statue of Liberty crown, a physio foam roller, and this beautiful red jumper, and we all just lost it, including the creatives who have seen, many versions of what this can be, and Brent's versions have counted for all of them. So I love that part of Brent's process, because that's a hard thing to do, to try and get an energy going when you're in rehearsals in a flat house. That these things, I feel, do help that.
Absolutely. Well, and everyone, in the process has already seen heard the song 1,000, 2,000 times.
Yeah.
So particularly waiting for that scene partner to get there. And I'm like, okay, well, what can we do to keep it alive in the room today?
So cool. I love it, because that's a hard gig.
A singlet that said, I Heart New York.
That's right.
Which was quite, it was fun.
So cute. All right, last question.
Okay, yes.
So for Hamilton, we have the themes of ambition, legacy, and of course, pursuit for greatness. These are central to Hamilton's narrative. So how do you think these themes resonate with you on a personal level?
You left the hardest question.
Yeah.
Or last.
A hard question.
Damn.
Time to dig deep.
Legacy, ambition, and what's the other one?
And pursuit of greatness.
Pursuit of greatness. Legacy, ambition, pursuit of greatness. I feel like we've basically touched on all of that. We've planted seeds. Interesting, which is what a legacy is, isn't it? You plant seeds for a garden that you'll never get to see. Yes, that's from a really good show. Do you know what show that's from?
Les Miserables.
Okay. What does that mean on a personal level? I think as humans in our spiritual journey, that is ever evolving, and I think it's always a balance of how much ego are you working with, how much ego are you letting go of, the death of the ego in order to evolve and become, the most authentic version of yourself. And what does that look like? And how do you keep yourself accountable every single day, especially within an industry like this? It is so much about external validation if you let it be. How do you find validation within yourself that's got nothing to do with your work? With anything. It's like, if I'm not a performer, then who am I? It's like, well, I'm still pretty cool. Like, I'm cool. I'm a bit crazy, pretty intense, and that's okay. So how do you find acceptance in your flaws? And much like the show, it's like these humans are flawed. How do we accept them and carry on in this pursuit of greatness? And hopefully that pursuit of greatness is finding the deeper self. And sometimes that's accepting the ugly parts of yourself to then understand that that's actually probably part of your beauty. I feel that's how I relate to those three things.
Word.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's a scary process. It's a shedding. It's a shedding and then regrowing and then shedding, then regrowing.
And those flaws are also the things that connect us as people, as human beings. There's a quote, I want to say by Hugh Grant.
The philosopher, Hugh Grant.
From maybe even Paddington too. I don't know. It's like from a work of his, but it's something about be free of the tyranny of ambition. Mm-hmm. I read this like a week ago. I went, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Because there is something about like seeing where you want to be or, and going, but I'm not there and then like it just creates all this like stress and frustration that we don't need. We don't need. It's, it's sort of, just trying to come back to like being where we are today. And of course, having a good why, like why do we do this? And I feel like we're very good in this company. It's not about likes or, like trying to, I don't know, get love. It's more about giving love, ideally. But it's a give and take. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like also coming back to that last song of the show and going, what is your life? Who tells your story? And how do we make it better for the people that are coming next?
Yeah.
Who will sit in the shade of the trees that we won't see?
Wow.
This has become very, very inspiring. I'm so moved right now.
So philosophical.
I know. And now I think it's the perfect time to move on to our next segment, which is...
Our last segment, or the best segment.
The best segment, which is the quote of the day. Because we do have a lot of little nuggets right there. As we close this episode, if you were to share maybe on social media a quote, a phrase, or a thought that you picked up from our conversation today, what would it be and why?
You want to go ahead?
Sige, I'll go first. I'll go first because you might steal my answer.
Okay.
So I really like what Brent said about being free from the tyranny. I mean Brent / Hugh Grant.
Oh yeah, Hugh Grant.
You have to be free from the tyranny of ambition. That is, I feel, very freeing because I feel like I'm such a stressed person sometimes when you think about the things that you want to achieve and then you're not achieving it or not quite yet. There really is that pressure. So that's really nice. Why are you looking at me like that? So was that your answer?
Stole my answer. No, but,
Sorry.
but all good. I just feel like it ties into the Hamilton's character well also, because he's like, I've got a million things I have to do.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why when he first came out and I have no idea about Hamilton and everything, I was like, I feel like I get that character.
Yeah.
There's still a million things I have to do, and he's always in a hurry, which is, I don't feel stressed, but that's how I usually am. She even says I walk too fast because I feel like I always have to get somewhere immediately. Right? Yeah, but okay, for quote of the day, mine would have to be the look, the meme.
The eyes.
You're talking about Hamilton?
The meme.
There you go.
Yes.
That's
your
me.
quote.
That's me.
I think my quote would have probably combined with the eyes. I'd say, Bogiako.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. And I love what Akina was. I love what all of us were talking about. Thank you for this conversation. By the way, this is really, really
it's been
lovely.
beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. I love hearing about the nausea. The nausea.
Fun fact.
How is your nausea now? Like going around on the...
It depends. It depends if I'm like super tired. I'm like, oh no.
Oh.
Or like, yeah, I'm just going to say hungover, but I won't.
Never.
I'm like, never hungover. Yeah.
Because what was told to me once on a boat while being seasick is that if you pinch here, that helps with seasickness.
Yeah. I think those bands have the little acupoints.
That's
and
it.
so you press on them. Yeah, they're two little acupoints. Because this one I feel like it's for headaches or something.
Sure.
And then there is...
Well, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Thank you so much.
I could get you the same thing.
Yeah, for me also.
Right?
Please.
She always gets nauseous. Just even in the car.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's not well. What is my quote? What was it? Magda ako?
Maganda ako.
Maganda ako.
No, but you said a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that really just made me think. Even the whole bit about legacy, about your planting. You're planting seeds for a garden you won't even see.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I didn't actually come up with that. It is from a beautiful show called
Yeah, it is.
No, but seriously, right?
It is.
If you think about it.
It is. What are we doing? If it's not for others, then who's it for?
Wow.
What?
There you go, right?
Ayan.
There, so I have my
Mic drop right
my
there.
more serious answer
There,
also.
that's your more serious
Yep.
So thank you so much to Brent and Akina for
Thank
being with us
you.
today.
Yeah, thank you for your time. And
Yeah.
Brent, is this your the first interview you did here?
This is the first interview, yes.
For
I've done
here.
ever.
Oh, there you
Ever?
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
What?
Thank
Lucky.
you.
I like this. Is this it?
And this is the hearts.
Thank you. First interview, and now you're saying pogi ako.
Yeah.
There you go. Drop it. Right?
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Gen Z with a,
Gen
Gen Z with a CD.
For real.
And if you are so Gen Z that you will also plug your social media right
Oh.
now, where can we find you?
At home.
At home.
With Lily.
Hello, Lily.
Yeah, my main is Instagram, and it's just at Brent Hill.
At Brent Hill.
Find me.
Find me. I will do nothing but find. Mine's funny. I'm hardly active on the Instagram, but I will make more effort. It's Akina, Akina _Edmonds, EDMONDS.
There. And if you guys want to find us, that's at Bea _Benedicto.
And that's Jech too, just across all social media platforms.
And that wraps up our episode for today.
Man, I still have like so many questions, but you guys have to prepare for your show.
Yes. Oh, we're gonna let you go, but for more internet things, you gotta do this, by the way, this internet things.
Okay.
For
1,
more
2, 3.
internet things and latest updates on trends, follow PLDT Home on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, TikTok, and YouTube.
And to all my Gen Z friends out there, give your Wi-Fi home connection a boost when you avail of Fiber Plus Plan 1899.
That is powered by internet speeds of up to 200 Mbps and comes with 2 Wi-Fi mesh units plus more exciting promos and giveaways monthly.
Visit pldthome.com/fiber-upgrade for more details.
This has been Convos at Home by PLDT Home.
A space for conversations, best shared at home.
Catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye!